All right, guys, join. Is it already there? Let's get it going. Okay. For those who need the link, let me share the link. Great. Thank you, Ashley. You guys make the work so easy. Oh, okay. Someone said going home, the time difference. Arnold came late yesterday. Arnold still coming late today. All right. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
I see 30 people here and 19 online. What's happening? All right. What is a repository? Let me start with that. What is a repository? What is a repository? A place to store packages. Great. Who tried a local repository at home? If you tried a local repository at home, indicate. If you succeeded, you write succeeded. Great. So yesterday we saw a local repository, which we said a local repository is a place where you store packages, right? It's a place where you store packages instead of your server going on the vendor's website to look for the packages, what you do is actually you create what? Your own repository within your server. And your server just comes directly and grab the packages. That's a local repository, okay? Now, we said you start by mounting it in /MMT. Then, after mounting it in MMT, you mount it, which is a temporal place. You mount it to what? You mount it permanently on a file on a different file system that has like permanent mounts. That has permanent mounts. You create a directory anywhere in the file system and you store it there. Great, we saw that. But today also we'll do a local repository. Then we'll do it in kind of a funny way, right? Because normally we'll do local and online repository. We'll do online repository. But for us to do an online repository, these are the things that are required, right? One, for an online repository, let me see, an online repository. An online repository. This is a repository that other servers can access within your environment. Other servers can access this repository within your environment. So let's say we have 4 servers here. Server 1, server 2, server 3, and server 4. These servers, you want to install packages. Maybe this is an LDAP server. LDAP. This is maybe my SQL server, my SQL. This is maybe, let me say, this is an NFS server. Maybe this is Zabbix or Nagios monitoring server. Let's call this a monitoring server or a Git server and all the like. So all these servers need packages. What we'll do is we'll build an online repository where each of these servers will come to this server and ask for packages, right? They'll all come here and ask for packages. They will all come here and ask for packages. So now, the first thing we will need is we will need to have something, a web server application. We'll need to have a web server application that we can use to host those packages. Alex, please help and be checking when someone comes in. We'll need to have a web server application. My voice is loud enough, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we will need to have, I see 21 people, but see more than 30 people logged in. What's happening, guys? Why do you guys want to stress us now? Alex, please do the same thing that you did yesterday, just kicking people out. It's better because some were texting me after why they were kicked out. So, you just kick anyone out that doesn't have the camera on, or you don't see the number popping on YouTube, or you don't see them on YouTube and they don't want to participate. Okay. So, yesterday, what we did was we created a repository. We said one, what you need is you need a web server. Either you need Nginx, Nginx, or HTTPD, or Apache. Another name for HTTPD is Apache. Oh, this is too big. Another name for HTTPD is Apache, as you can see it right here. So what we need is Nginx or HTTPD or Apache in order to turn this server into a repo server. We want to call it a repo server where we'll keep all our packages and even other applications. We can also keep them here, create that repo place and keep them here. Any server now just comes to this place and download all the packages that they need, right? First of all, you need Nginx or HTTPD. You need Nginx or HTTPD. Okay, great. Let's start building an online repository. You see the issues that we will face. And when we face the issues, then we can solve it by creating, you can tell me how we will solve that. All right, we want to build an online repository. This is our document server. The first thing is make sure that we connect our disk. Which storage? I go here, I see that I've already connected it. Oh, let me choose it again. I choose it, it's right here. You can see it. So you make sure you change the boot order for hard disk to boot first. Okay, then start my server. I think it's 10.12.20.210. I think so. I hope 20.210. Let me try my log. Okay, accepted. Okay, great. All right, this is the server. I just logged into this server right here. I want to use this so that it's a little bit better. So that's my server. So this is my server, repo server. Let me change the name from host name to repo server so that it will match at least what I am doing. All right. Guys, post command. Once I say change my host name, you guys should already be giving me the commands to change the host name. NMCLI, general host name. Yes. Jocelyn, you said host name. Okay, good. Francois says hostname city. I said that's hostname. Great, that's good. NMCLI, general hostname. This is also another method that I just want you guys to learn. NMCLI, general hostname, repo server dot lab dot example dot com. SU that. Of course, I need to switch my profile again for it to show. I do hostname. How do you check it? How do you check to make sure that it's there? Good. I see someone saying hostname CTL. Hostname CTL. I see my name here. reposerver.lab.example.com. Great. All right. Now, what's the step I need to do? We said the first step, we need to install Nginx. I clear my screen and I do a yum install Nginx. Control C. Now clear my screen. This is not good. All right. Give me 1 second. Let me see. If I don't do this one off screen, you guys go and try that one. And it will confuse your lesson. Give me 1 second. Mm. All right, so clear my screen. The first thing we need to do is install Nginx. I do a yum install Nginx. All right, yum install Nginx. Let's go. You guys will help me. Okay, I'll get a message. This system is not registered with an entitlement server. I know I want to create a repo server, an online repository. Now, they said the first step is to install Nginx. I do yum install Nginx or HTTPD. Sorry, let's use HTTPD. Okay, yum install HTTPD. Nginx might be a little bit more complex for you guys. All right, it tells me who knows this message. Please, if you know the message, you type. At this point, everyone, please be on YouTube so that you can help. We can work together to do this thing. I'm pleading. Great. Great. Mimi says me. You know the error. So, okay, what is happening? Mimi, please, can you tell me what is happening? What's happening in the system? Anyone else should type. You guys should type. Yes. You guys should tell me what's happening in the system. Let's go. There are no repositories yet configured. Thank you, Francois. So what we're saying is we need to install HTTPD, which is the application that we will use to host our packages. But when we try to install HTTPD, it tells me there are no packages. So I can't even create what? My online repository. So what do I need to do for my online repository to work? What do I need to do to create an online repository? To install, I need to solve this problem first of all before doing my online repository. What do I do? Install packages. Actually say install packages. Okay, let's install packages. Yum install HTTPD. This is the error I'm getting. Actually, I'm getting an error. How do I solve this error? Okay, thank you, Mimi. Nelly, I haven't seen you type a single thing. 51 also, Jean, I haven't seen you type a single thing. 78, I've not seen you type a single thing. Pascal, what's wrong? Abose, I haven't seen you type a single thing. I hope you're home already. Right, I need to create a repository. Great, I need to create a repository. Now I need to create a local repository in order to extract what? The HTTPD package and install. But now give me the steps of creating a local repository. So now see, the steps of creating an online repository first is you install Nginx or HTTPD 2. The second step is watch what will happen. We make our directory, right? Where we mount our repo. So we mount our repo 3 and copy it to /var www/html. Our packages must be in here. For online repository, it is required that your packages should be here. Some of you understand already, some will not understand why, but just know that it has to be inside here. Okay, then after you copy your packages in here. 4, what do you do? 4, what's the 4th thing you do? You You install HTTPD, then you start HTTPD. You start your HTTPD, and 5. The last thing is 5. You open firewall. You open the firewall port. Great. Okay. This is for an online repository. All right, guys, can you guys help me with the local repository? For local repository, let's say this is local repository. What are the steps? Local repo. What are the steps? Let's go, guys. Give me the step for local repo. 1. Is it really creating the directory? That's the first thing. On local repo, what's the first thing you do? Okay, you mount. Okay, someone says you mount in /mmt. Next, 2, you create your directory, right? Create directory. Francois, what you're asking me? Yeah, I didn't want to like do that first, install first so that this will be created. Because if you don't install first, this will not be created. And some of you will go here and you will not see this location and you'll be like, what's happening? So we need to mount, we need to create a directory. Then what? Create a configuration file or copy packages also. Copy packages, copy packet, and 4, create a config file, right? You create a configuration file. Great. Do you see? Okay, you guys should look at this thing. We said create a directory right here. That means we can create any directory. You see? Now, since I cannot install HTTPD, now look at this liaison right here. You guys should look at this liaison right here. I am supposed to create a directory for local repository. Now, why not just create this same directory right here so that I'll not copy my packages 2 times? Do you guys understand? Instead of creating my directory elsewhere, why not just create it here so that by the time I'm installing my online repository, my packages are already in here? Who understands what I'm saying? Great. Because now with online repository, your packages need to be in what? Must be in here. It must be in here. Now, with local repository, you can create a directory anywhere. That means you can even create this directory right here. This directory right here for your local repository and go into your thing and say file/var www.html base os/var www.html upstream. That's the location for your packages. Right. Now, when you start your web server, you don't need to copy the packages anymore. The packages will just exist. It avoids waste of time. It avoids doubling packages in the same server, like you're doubling space and all the like. Just keep them in one location. Since this HTTPD requires the packages to be in here, well, since you need them for local repository, you just keep them in here. It is simpler. So let's first of all check if our CD is already showing in here. Guys, when you hear this, you just start giving me the commands. Let's first of all check if our CD is in here. Let's check lsblk, list block devices, lsblk. Good, I can see my CD here. What you want to see is the size. Make sure that the size is 9 point something gigabyte. If it's 1000 megabyte, no, there's nothing. So I can see the size. but it's not. Let's check if it's mounted. If it was mounted, we'll see /MMT here, but I don't even see /MMT. So nothing is mounted. But I can also check with df-ht, which I can see right here that nothing is mounted as what? SR0 is not yet mounted. I don't see /dev/SR0 that is mounted. Okay, I'll do a mount dash. No, let me not add the options. Okay, mount /dev/SR0 to /MMT /. Okay, great. So warning, this has been mounted to read only. Great. I have mounted because I tried to install, it didn't go. I need to create a local repository so that I can grab the package. I have mounted. Okay, it's working now. I've mounted. If I cd to /MMT and I do ll, I can see my packages. I saw someone putting here Sarah. Brother, this is, as this name is like this, it does not change. This is a location of something. You don't change the path. Great. Now I need to create my directory. I make directory -p /var 123 HTML /. I make this directory, make directory -p. What does the p stands for? What does the -p stands for? We did this. What does the -p stands for?
To make both directories and subdirectories.
Great. To make both directories and subdirectories. This is I am trying to make this directory HTML. But the thing is, if www does not exist, it will tell me this directory does not exist. But if you put -p, if this one does not exist, it will create it. If this one does not exist, it will create it. If this one does not exist, it will create it. Good. I've created my directory. Now I can now copy my packages. Copy -ar what? Copy -ar /MMT/ everything. You're not just copying only one thing, but you're copying all these files to /var www HTML. Yeah, I'm just dropping it in here. I don't want to put V, it will take too much time. Let it just go fast. It's copying. When it finish, it will give me my screen back. You guys should start giving me my config file. The next is config file. First line of config will be given by Ashley. Second line will be given by Amina. Third line will be given by Mimi. Fourth line will be given by Leon, and the fifth line will be given by Komi. Then when we go to upstream, the other one, upstreams, because there are two packages. First line will be given by Feli. Second line will be given by Jean. Third line by Jocelyn. And Gaetan will help us with the rest. Then Pascal will give the command to do it. Okay, guys, start throwing. If you heard your part, just start throwing the stuff. Throwing what you need. Is Salvador here? No. All right, guys, throw my commands now. Okay, it's done copying. Where do I go? Where do I go? Where do I go? Let's go with Brian, 21. 21, type. Brian, type. Where do I go? Brian. Where do I go to create my config file? Let's be fast, guys. I forgot that Christelle was here. Is Nana here? Oh, it's the same person. Karel Nana. Yes, there's one that's called Karel Nana. Alan, you almost killed me with German. Okay, someone says cd2/etc yum.repos.de. Great. I cd2/etc yum.repos.de. What do I create? I create anything, right? I create anything. vi to let me say london.repo. London.repo. Let me call it london.repo. vi inside. And who was to give me the first one? Who was to give me the first one? Okay. Amina said guys, give me the first ones, the repo ID. The first one, what is it? It's the repo ID. Let me call it base. Okay, thank you, Ashley. Base 01. Ashley said, let's call it base 01. Well, let's just call it base 1. That's fine. The second one was name, which was Amina, I think so. Amina said we should call it what? Guys, if you know you have your part, please just be preparing. Name, let's call it base repository. Repository. The third person, this is where base URL. Who was it? It was Artu. It was Artu. Ah, you guys are sleeping. Pi, 2 dots slash slash. Artu, where are you? Okay, this is wrong, Jocelyn. This is wrong, Jocelyn. Nope. The other person too, that's wrong. Where did we copy? You need to have a flow of things, how things are going. Look at what we did. We mounted, we copy. Where did we copy our packages? You need the location. It's an absolute path. So that you can CD and go there. The system should be able to CD also and go there. The system will also CD and go there to check your packages. So you need to tell it where your packages are. cd2/var www.html. This is where we did put our packages today. This is base OS right here. If I do present working directory, the system has to also CD and come here to check the packages. Good. This is not complete. 3/var www.html/what? HTML/what? You need to tell it the packages that it's grabbing, Amina. cd2/etc yum.repos.d vi to london.repo. You need to tell it. Is it just going there and standing there? No, it needs something. What does it need? /var/www/html/what? Base OS. It's going for base OS. It's going in there to check for packages. You do an enabled equals to 1 and what? GPG check. GPG check equals to what? 0. Okay. For now, for your level, that's fine. I copy and I replace the very thing. I change this to what? Apps. Then I change this to apps repository. Apps repository. Since they are in the same location, what do? I just change this to upstream. That's all I need.
Jimmy,
Am I right?
can you explain that part, please? Where
What
did
part?
that apps part come from? I thought the online repo was only the base one. What's the apps?
Yesterday, we explained that repositories are grouped into two. We explained that repositories are grouped into two, right? It's like a set that's joined. This part is called base OS. This other part is called upstream. You must point the system to where upstream is. you must point the system to where base OS is also.
Okay.
So if I use this, if I go here and let me reattach this and clear my screen. All right, CD, where are our packages? Where did we copy our packages to, Leon? Guys, please communicate.
We put it in /var.
/var. What? Did we put our packages in /var? Who's speaking? Where's Leon?
That's me. I'm speaking.
I'm looking for you right here. I don't see you, Leon.
See me where? On YouTube?
Oh, okay, I see you. I see you. I wanted to see if your camera is on. I
Oh,
see
yeah.
you. Fine. So, Leon, we kept our packages in /var www.html.
Yeah.
Remember, that's where we kept our packages. So if I want to see it, then I'll cd to /var www cd to html, and I list. Do you see? Our packages are divided into two, upstream and base OS. If I do present working directory, I am under /var www.html. If I cd to upstream, so the system will come and cd to upstream and do pwd. You see? /var www.html upstream. Then if I list, do you see now the packages? The
Yes.
system will come here now and see the packages. When the system wants what? Base OS, it will cd to base OS, and if I do pwd, you see base OS right here, /var www.html base OS. You can literally do this also, it's fine. Then you just copy it and go and paste in your file, the location. If I do ll, you see packages also. So the system will come here and look for packages, come here and look for packages. That is why you and I we've gone in the configuration file. It's a system. Hey, whenever you're looking for base OS packages, please go to /var www html base OS and do ll. You'll see the packages inside. And we can verify and see that that's true. Am I right?
So I have a little question to ask.
Question.
Yeah, I thought we are doing like an online repository that can be shared with other servers.
Great. Thank you, Landry. We are doing
So-
an online repository. What I explained, the problem we faced in the beginning is that to do an online repository, you need to install the application HTTPD, right?
Yeah.
Now, we tried installing HTTPD. What happened?
It failed.
There was no package. So what do we need to install HTTPD? We need a repository. We need a repository to get this package, right?
Yeah.
Tell me how we will get this package. Either we register the server to Red Hat, or what? What is another option? Either there is another repo server somewhere that we need to connect to, or we have to create a local repository to get this package, right?
Yeah.
But now we said, since an online repository requires the packages to be inside /var www.html, instead of creating our local repository packages maybe in /var or in /temp, why not just create our local repository packages in this same place so that it will share these same packages? Okay, let me do something. Let me first of all do an online report, let me install HTTPD. So whatever thing we are doing now is just to install HTTPD. It's just to make this first step work.
Oh, okay.
When we get the first step to work, then I will explain what an online repository is. We might do something a little bit different. Then before going to the repository. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got you. I got where you're going now. Thank you.
Okay.
Mm.
Am I still sharing?
Yes.
All right. You guys see my screen, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So now let's quickly create our repository right here. Let's quickly create our repository right here. So I save and quit and do a yum clean all or DNF clean all. DNF clean all. Either yum or DNF is fine. DNF clean all. It cleans everything. And I do a yum repo list -v. Great. I have two problems. One, this is what you might see, but don't be. The first thing is never you be afraid of a problem. Do not be afraid of any problem. Now let's go through this and see. Curl error couldn't read the file 2.///var www.html base os. Who sees a problem? Never be scared of an error. If you see a problem, write the problem online. Great. When you're doing it at home, when it hits an error, tell yourself it's okay. It's okay for me to hit an error, but let me read through the lines of that error and see what it's complaining. Like, really look at that error. Someone said it needs DNS. And you guys see, I can literally see my error here. What's the name of this file? Base OS with capital O, this OS. Do you see here? It's complaining. I could not see this file. Do you guys see? Typo. Yes. Thank you, Muma. Typo. So when you hit an error, don't be scared of any error. Just go through it. Don't say, oops, it was supposed to work. No, you can hit an error. Just go through the error. Okay. VI into my file again. London this. And I correct it really quick. It's right here. OS. That's it. Save. And I do a yum repo list -v. Great. I can see my packages now. Welcome, Daryl. What happened? You missed the time. I can see my packages right here. You see, I can see my packages. Now I can install HTTPD. Yum install HTTPD or DNF install HTTPD. Anyone you like. Yes. I've installed HTTPD. Great. That was the first step. The second step was to mount our repository. We did already mount our repository, right? df-ht. We already did the second step when we tried to do local repository. We can see that it is already mounted, right? Are you with me, Landry?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Type on YouTube. It will be easier. Yeah, you see, we've already done the second step. Now, the third step is copy the packages to /var www.html. Have we done this step? Caroline, have we done this step? Type. We've done this step also. So what step do we need now? Already done. Proof is that if I cd to /var www HTML and I do ll, hello, you see, my packages are already there because instead of creating this one, I did it already by doing a local repository. I just need to start. I do systemctl enable -- now HTTPD. Okay, why am I using this command? Can someone tell me why I'm using this command? Why is Nabil saying BRB? Can someone tell me why instead of saying start, I am doing enable -- now? No, we already did the installation here. You can see that it already installed. No. Great. Thank you, Francois. Are you reading it somewhere? Where's Francois? Let me see.
This means the Git
Oh.
guy.
The
Git, what was it
Oh,
again?
okay.
The repository. Yes, the online
Okay.
repository.
Calm down. Allow other people to calm down. Allow other people to do it, okay? Allow them. All right. So you see, the problem is, oh, unexpected error occurred. On what? Oh, okay. VirtualBox. Why? That's fine. Okay. So now the problem is this. If I do systemctl start HTTPD, systemctl status to check if it started HTTPD. You see, it is started and it's working. Yeah. Why would I prefer to use enable dash dash now? Because of this disabled. If I restart the server, it will be inactive. So instead of starting it, now I need to run for me to be able to make sure that if I reboot this service will come up running again. I need to use a systemctl enable HTTPD. And it will enable it. Now, if I check the status again, you see now it's enabled upon reboot. This thing will be started upon reboot. It's now enabled upon reboot. You can see that it was started how many minutes ago? Let me see, 47 seconds ago. Who can tell me the process ID of my HTTPD application? Hello? Type. Where did my live go to? Okay, great. Thank you. So if I do ps-ef and I pipe and I grep for what? This process ID right here. I can see my HTTPD application that's running, right? We can see that running. Apache. I told you another name for HTTPD is Apache, right? Great. All right, that's set and done. So if I do systemctl enable dash now, what happens is it starts it and enable it at the same time on the fly, like one single command. I don't have to run this and run enable command again, systemctl enable again. When I say enable dash now, it starts and enable at the same time, okay? All right, now it is enabled. Now we've started HTTPD and it's working. Now we need to open firewall, right? We need to open firewall. We do firewall. What the check config HTTPD on? What? That's for Rails 6. That has been abandoned ere long. Except you're working on Rails 6. It will not even work here, okay? I think it will not work on Rails. I don't know if it's still there. Let me see, check config. Check config HTTPD. Now, I don't know if this still works on Rail 9. Check config HTTPD. Yeah, which let me see, which check config. No check config. Okay. It was on Rail 6 and the like, but it has been taken out. Now we know that our web server is running. We know that our web server is running. We can test it by doing curl localhost on port 80 because our web server is running on port 80. Great. When I see this, I know at least that my web server is working, right? If I do this port 80, let me see, /base OS. You see, I can at least see things. I'm just doing some tests to make sure that it's working. If it wasn't working, let me stop HTTPD and show you how it will look like if it wasn't working. Stop HTTPD. Now HTTPD is stopped. Do you see? Connection refused. You see, there's no connection to that port. I have to make sure to test to make sure that actually it's working. So let me start my thing again. Systemctl start HTTPD. If you guys have noticed, always when I write a command, I am calling that command. I don't just type it because it will help you during your interviews. It will help you when you're doing interviews. When they'll ask you something, you'll not think of a command because you've said it till it's second nature in you. I say it all the times. I don't write any commands down. I say it all the times. When I'm teaching you, I don't have any command written anywhere because I've done it till it's second nature. It's programmed in my mind. Even if there are 1,000 of them, they will all be there. All right, systemctl start HTTPD. It's right here. HTTPD is right here working. Now I know HTTPD is working. How do I know? In IT, you must verify. You don't assume things. It's working. So I need to make sure that the firewall is open. I do a firewall -cmd --list -all. You see, let me see. -list firewall -cmd -list -all. Great. You see, I don't have these commands written anywhere. Now I need to make sure to check and see if my port is open. I can see that it's already open. If it wasn't open, I will not have 80 here. Firewall -cmd. Let me remove it. Let me remove the port. Firewall -cmd -remove -port equals to 80 over TCP. What happened? Okay. TCP. Okay, it's removed. Firewall -permanent. Okay, now I can do a firewall -list -all. You asked me what does -permanent do? -permanent will force it to like well, as you see the word permanent, you already understand. It can be temporal because firewall is already in memory. When you do -permanent, it reloads the mem and makes it permanent. All right, you see, there's no firewall port. Now, there's no firewall port. Do you guys have any issues with firewall? Do you guys understand firewall? Type. I see 20 people. Why are you guys keep logging out, guys? Do you guys understand firewall? Jean says no. Someone says a little bit. Great. No, not really. Great. Let me tell you what firewall is. Then we can continue. What is a firewall? You see, some of you are in Europe, right? Some of you are in Europe. Some of you, you've gone to places in life. And remember what I said in the beginning. There's nothing new. Everything that you're learning is something that you already know here in class. Everything you're learning, it's something you already know. So it's not like you're learning anything new. Let's see what firewall is. 14. You see, some of you are in Europe. Let's say this is France. Now, when you leave your own country right here, maybe let's say Cameroon. When you leave your own country and you're coming to France, when you land at the port of entry, what happens? You have a control, right? You have a defense system at the airport, right? That stops you and asks you for your reason, the kind of visa that you have, what you want to do in the country and all the like. Immigration, thank you. It's immigration. Immigration stops you right here. They stop you right here. It's a firewall. They're controlling. Now, what happens is when they control and maybe your HB1 visa is valid, they open a gate. You go through that gate and you're in the country, right? You're in the country. But when you're going out of the country, do they control it? Do they control you? No. They just check if you have everything right. They don't check you the way you were coming, right? No, you just go and say, this is my ID, I'm going out. Then you just go out, right? They don't even check you that much as they check you when you're coming in. They can check your bags and everything. Now, maybe someone is coming with what? A visa that's not valid. You come right here, and what happens? They'll kick you back out. And you go back to where you came from to report that, oh, I wasn't left in. That's typically what a firewall is. So the way servers communicate using something called ports. There are more than 60,000 of them, like 60,000 of them. So each connection that you initiate from your server to another server uses a particular port that is designed. For example, if I open my POTI now, if I do open my POTI and I want to SSH, the first thing you guys will see will be what? Port number 22. You see? Which is door number 22. When I SSH with my POTI from my laptop, what happens is it goes right here and say, hey, is the door open? Is 22 open? Do you have port 22 open that someone can go in? If it's open, then boom, it goes in. If it's not open, what happens? It bounces back and go. So every thing that you do, now your web server, if another server is coming to access web content, they will come through a particular port, which that port is what? 80. They are using 80 to come. You can define ports also. This one is 22. It's using port 80. There are 60,000 of these connections. Some LDAP uses 386. 386. FTP uses 21. So there are so many ports. Now, these ports, they will come here. Then the firewall is like the immigration system of a computer. It checks to make sure that you have the permission to come in. If you do not, if the door is not open, it kicks you back. During COVID, have you heard that the border is closed? Have you ever heard the border is closed? Who has heard this term, that the border is closed? The border is closed, meaning that everything, they've blocked entry. Nobody can enter, right? They've blocked entry. Nobody can get in. But if they say the border is open, does it mean everyone can get in? No. Really? Someone said yes. When the border is open, it doesn't mean anyone can get in. That means, well, there is something in the border, at least, that has opened a particular door, or a particular group of people can pass through that place. That's why they say the border is open. If the border is open, people that have like HB1 visa can go in. People that have lottery, they have their own route. They have their own kind of visa, different and all the like. Yeah, you filter. Great. They filter with visa, the kind of visa you're coming with. If you're coming maybe with a stay on like 3 months or 1 month visa and you're carrying like all your bags, they'll be like, okay, you need to go back. So that's what the firewall is like. If you configure your repository, and I am using my laptop trying to access my repository and it's not working, I make sure that I do check my firewall to make sure that my firewall is open. Because if my firewall isn't open, there is no way that I will be able to connect. So that's just it about firewalling things. Is it understood? Now, do you have an understanding of firewall? What the firewall is? Great. So next thing that we will do here is we'll make sure that what? The firewall is open. Now, if our laptop, we know that our service in the country, do you need immigration in the country? No. When you're already a citizen of a country or when you already penetrate somewhere, you don't need immigration anymore, right? You don't need immigration anymore. So in here, even if the server wanted to check within itself, you'll be able to check because it doesn't need to go out. That's why I say curl local host. So I'm checking within the server on port 80. Check within the server. Check if I can access the information. Yes, I can access the information. I'm checking if within the country I can access the information. And it says, yes, you can access the information. Now I know I am good. Within the server, I can. Now, my question is, it's like, I want to access the DMV. I cannot access the DMV from Cameroon. I can access the DMV or access any place. If I want to access Ohio or New York or DC from what? From within United States. I don't need immigration to go to New York. I don't. True, right? I just drive and go to New York. Now, that's why I'm saying curl localhost to make sure that within the country, even within the server, I can have access to what I want to have access outside. Now, since I have access from here, now the question is, how does my laptop talk to my repo server? How does this server talk to repo server? Is it using names? Guys, type. How does this laptop talk to this? What does it use? Thank you, Jocelyn. It uses the IP. So I must know the IP of this server right here. So if I do IPA, okay, now IPA, I see my IP right here. Let's copy our IP and put our IP right here. Okay, it's turning, but I'm not seeing anything. Now, let's do something right here. It's turning. So from my laptop, I am trying to access this server right here. Now, let me show you a proof that it's working. Let me do a TCP dump. What does a TCP dump do? TCP dump will capture network packages. It will capture packages, all the packages that are being sent to this server right here, to this server. So if I do a TCP dump dash NNI, any, so NN is just like saying do not do name resolutions and all the like. So NNI, I for interface. Which interface do you want to listen on? I want to listen on all interface traffic that's coming in on all interfaces. So I want to listen on, if I did say any and just press enter, you can see that I get a lot of traffic that's coming in, but it's coming in from my laptop because I have a POTI session, right? Now, let me Control C this and clear my screen. Now, if I do a TCP dump pipe and I grep for port 80, Let's see. And I refresh this. Do you see? Just a refresh. It's giving me now traffic. It's trying to access this server. You can see if I stop this TCP dump right here, you can see that it came in. It came in and said, hey, my IP is 10.12.20.81. I am coming to you. Well, this is 22. It's using 22. It's sending traffic right here to this server. Now, let me see. It came in on 81. Then this sent an acknowledge. It sent an acknowledge to, no, let me not go too deep with ACKs, with requests and ACKs. So what happened is it sent a request. It wants to like do communication between this and this. It sent a request that, hey, I need a web page that is on port 80. Okay, I need a web page that's on port 80. It sends an acknowledgement. It acknowledges that, okay, we can communicate through the port. It sends a request. Then it sends back out an acknowledgement that we can communicate. But you don't see the other server acknowledging also. Why? Because the firewall is blocked. The firewall is blocked. It won't be able to acknowledge it also. So we will have a problem. This site can't be reached because what happened? Immigration is blocking that port. Immigration have that port blocked. How do I know that immigration is blocking that port? The only port that's going in is 80. Firewall is blocking everything and opening only 80. If I do, let me do Ctrl-C here and clear my screen and do Ctrl-R firewall. Okay, great. So firewall is telling me that I am allowing only SSH and I am not allowing anything else. You see, that's why this server cannot communicate. This one is giving an error because it came, but immigration does not have that route open. We need to open it. Either I can open the service or I can open the port. If I do firewall-cmd --add-service, I can do service or port. I said port 22 is SSH. You can see here that is port 22. I can do firewall-cmd-add-service, which is equals to what? HTTP. I can do this. Or I can add a port. I can do HTTP. Let me see. Success. If I do firewall-list-or, do you see HTTP here? I have opened HTTP. There are two ways of doing it. You can either open a service or you open the port. Add -port. If you're adding a port, you should add the port number 80 over TCP. So now if I do firewall, I call it again and make sure that I make it permanent. -permanent. And I list. Great. We have what? We have the door open. So immigration has opened the door for port 80. You see, the door for 80 is now open. Now let's refresh. Do you see? Now it was able to go in and come out. Now you can see something. You can see a web page. HTTP, Francois. Not HTTPD. HTTPD is the daemon, the service that's running in the system. HTTP is a connection, SSH, but SSHD, there's SSHD and there's SSH. So also. So if I put here, now this is just telling me this is a web server. This is what HTTPD gives us naturally. Okay. So inside here, we did put our packages. What was the first package? Guys, what was the first package? What was the first package? /base OS. Base OS. So if I put base OS here, I can see the packages. What were the other packages? Upstream. Upstream. Okay. Who can tell me?
Capital
All right.
S.
Not found. Guys, good. That means you guys are understanding. I like this. I like this. I like this. You guys are understanding. I see you guys concentrating. This video thing is very good. Keeping your videos on keeps you on it. You see, this is upstream. Well, what are we using to host these packages? What are we using to host these packages? What are we using to host these packages? Hello? Great. HTTP. Great. Can it only host packages? Well, it can host more than packages. You see, it can host more than packages. If I cd to /var www HTML right here, and maybe I make a file, make directory blue. You can call it anything. Or cars. Let me just call it cars here and do LL. This is my directory cars here. I cd inside cars. And I create, let me vi to index.html. In here, let me say I just copy. You can go to like simple, you can go to even ChatGPT and just type any index.html file. Like this one that I just typed on ChatGPT just to show you like a different. Okay, now I created a directory cars, right? And I created an index.html. If I put /cars here, you see, this is my car website already. What's hosting it? It's my web server. My web HTTPD will help you to create what? Web applications, right? You see, I have your trusted car dealer. I just created this now. Ford price, this. I can put the prices there. This is just like a simple website. You can click go home, click this, click this. It's the same thing. If I change this from cars to what? I change this to base OS. Base OS. I've gone back to my base OS packages. Right? Are you guys understanding? If I copy this link, let me see. Yeah, so HTTPD helps you to host packages. It will help you host packages, okay? This is my car website right here. I have it here. I just created it in front of you. I can create something else. I can create something else. You see, I can create something else. I can even make directory Linux, make directory Linux. Make directory Linux and VI into CD2. Okay, let me VI to Linux or CD. Let me use CD. Let me not confuse your brains. VI to index.html. in here, if I post this and save and quit, come here, change it to Linux. So it must not only be base OS. Base OS is just a directory also. Linux. You see, it says the requested URL was not found. Well, let me see why it wasn't found. Let me see index.html. Okay, that's fine. Well, that was just an example. Let me not kill too much time. That was just another example that I was doing. Oh, I created it in here. Let me move it. Well, I created it in here, so I can even do, I know I created it inside cars. That's why I didn't even, it said could not find it. So the path is what? cars/Linux. You see? If I do pwd, it wasn't working because I created it inside cars. I just followed the same link and it's right here. cars/Linux. Welcome to Linux. Our course, Linux Fundamentals, Advanced Linux Administration. Great. Now, good question will be, how will other servers access? Well, if my laptop can access it already, that means other servers can access it. Proof, let me power on the server. I hope this one's let me just power on one. I don't need to do like two. Oh my God. All right, let's say this is another server in my environment. Now we come back to what? This. We've created our repo server. We've tested it and it's working. Our repo server is working. Now let's try to use other servers. Maybe I did not complete this build. That's fine. I did not complete this build. Well, all of you in class, jump on your laptops, jump on your servers on vCenter. Jump on your servers on vCenter. Let me take one server on vCenter. Let me steal someone's server. Let me use one of the servers on vCenter and do it. I hope it has access to this. Firewall is allowing it. Thank God I have servers everywhere. All right, let me jump on vCenter. You can configure it also. All of us, now you see, it's simpler now. Since there's a repo server, you and I, all of us, we can configure our servers to hit that repo server, right? We can configure our servers to hit the repo server, to contact that repo server. So you guys have servers in here. All of you guys, you do have servers. You can have your servers, you can have your server, you too, anyone, you can have your server pointing to this location. Now, how do we have our servers pointing to the location to get packages? Now, let me just get one of the servers. Let me just get one of the servers. Let me see. Okay, let me see. You created a new group 6. Okay, there's one server free. Thank God. All right. These are the various groups that they created. Let me put this one. Great. Let me see. Let me put this one. I did put one that was free something. Where is it? Where is it? Where is that server? On yours, you use your virtual box. Just use your virtual box. It's because these other servers that I did build, I don't even know when I built it. I don't even know if they're fine. Maybe I've deleted it already. Let me see. Nope. Sure. No, I didn't build them complete. Sorry, guys. Yeah, so I'll just use one of my servers here. Let me see. Ansible in here. There was a server here called free. Okay, great. Free is right here. Let me see. Is there an IP even? Not yet. Let me see. Ooh. Okay, clear my screen. All right. I hope this user has sudo -i. Okay, great. Now this is one server. This is a server that was right here. Server that I had on vCenter. Great. This server right here. How do I make my server now to communicate with what? With the repo server. Easy. Inside here is just one step, not two. One. You just need to create a config file. What? I cd to what? Let me do an IPA. Let me get an IP and go into, this is 59. 59? Nobody has this IP. Ping. Yeah. I knew it would be this. Okay, and you, who is that going? Leon. Oh, okay. Let me see which connection is even connected. I need to check the connection. You see, now this is where all the skills you've been learning help you. NMCLI connection show. NMCLI C show. Okay. Franklin is NMCLI connection delete. You see why at times it's good to have a single connection? Because now the connection Franklin is taking priority on the system. It's taking, someone asked me, why will you want to have one connection in the system? I know I showed you how to create so many, but you see, when this server rebooted, the connection Franklin has a priority. And if you don't know those settings a lot, don't you might think you have configured your network. Even during the exam, it happens to a lot of people. If you search on the Red Hat exams, you'll see that people will tell you, I know I did my network right, but they told me I failed the exam because there was no network. They said no network. I had network 0. How did I have network 0 when I configured my network? It's because at times they created a connection and forgot they don't know about priorities. And when Red Hat rebooted your server to test your connection, it came up with what? A different connection, because that one has more priority. I've deleted that connection. NMCLI connection show. IPA. You see, now just deleting that connection and having just one connection in the system. When there'll be time for 2 connections, you have it. I showed you more than one just for you to understand what it is. You see, I can ping now, so I can log in through PuTTY. So let me log in through, it's what? It's 172.16. 172.16.12. Is it .12? Yeah, 12.168. 168. Specify. Let me specify a username. It's my PuTTY session. I don't at least need to show you this. You need to do your PuTTY session alone. I thought it was 168. Is it not? 168. 172. 172, 16, 12, 168. Ah, don't give me this crap, man. How do I troubleshoot this? Guys, help me. How do I troubleshoot this? I'm trying to log into this server and it's not working. Help me, help me, help me. How do I troubleshoot it? Okay, okay. How do I troubleshoot it? Nearly. I can ping from this server already. Ping 8.8.8. That means I'm able to reach the outside wall. This server is able to go out and ping another server. Yeah, I know. CMD. First thing is, let me ping with my CMD to make sure that I can access it. Ping, what, 172.168 to see if my server can talk to it. You see, this is the same talking kind of mechanism. Once 172.16.12.168. I want to see if I have access. Right, I have access. Great. My server can talk to it. That means it's open. So at least I can ping the server is up and alive. I don't know why. What did I do here? Let me see. 172.16. 168. Still not logging in. Okay. Why? Let me use SSH. SSH to 172.16.12.168 as user. Let me see. Okay. I might have done a typo on the other side. All right, let me just keep the key. Great. So let me bring it here so that it will be a little bit cleaner for you guys. Sudo-i. Okay, so this is the server. I'm now logged into that server. It's a little bit clearer here, right? It's a little bit clearer here. You can see it's a little bit clearer here. Increase size. Increase size. Great. So this is my client server. Remember, we're right here. This is a client server that I chose. You too, you can use yours. Use your server. You have servers. Once I configure it and allow it, watch first, then you configure after me. Don't be configuring the same time with me. Watch first. I'll give you guys time to configure yours. Okay. Let me configure my own server to access the repository that we created, our online repository that we created. You see, so our cd2/etc, you just have, it's only one command. cd2/etc yum.repos.d. Let me see, let me remove asterisk everything. Clear my screen. So we don't have any repository here. I can create any repo that I want. I can create any name that I want. The same principle. You just need to create the config file. That's all. I'm pointing to this server right here. So let me VI into what? VI into online.repo. Let's just call it online.repo because it's coming. It's an online repository. The same thing. I do my name. What's base one? I can call it base one or base two or base something or base online. Anything that I want. And I do but I always like keeping it this way so that it will be a little bit cleaner. Call it base OS. Base OS. Yeah, just call it base OS at times for the repo. The name so that it will be a little bit cleaner. I call it base OS repository. Right? Base URL. Base URL. Great. Now let me ask you a question. Is our repository within this server? Is our repository within this server? No, it's somewhere else, right? It's on another server. So when our laptop was handling it, it was this /base OS /base OS. Let me remove this casting. Sorry, guys. /base OS. It was this. This is our repository, right? You see, it's our IP/base OS. Are you guys seeing? So you just put HTTP. You just put HTTP 2 what? HTTP 2 what? Let's go. Help me, guys. Help me. Help me. HTTP 2 what? Help. This is it already. What do we put? Help me. IP of the server. We just put HTTP. What? So I know already that I can reach it from my laptop. So this is it. So I just put HTTP 2 what? IP. Oh yeah. What did I copy here? HTTP 2 IP over what? Over this base OS. It's just this. I can literally copy it here, or I can type it. You see, it already had even the complete link. When you copy it from there, it even has the complete link. So that means this server will see the packages also as my laptop is seeing. You see, these are all the packages. You see, you can see different packages. If you want to download, I just click here. You see, it downloaded it. Can you guys see? It downloaded it. So that means when my server wants packages, it will just go there and click also download, and it will download it. See, I'm downloading it to my laptop. Are you seeing? So the rest of the things, the same thing. Enabled equals to what? 1. The spaces do not even matter, but just keep your work clean. GPG check equals to 0. Was this the only package that we had? Was this the only package that we had? Right. What we still have what? Upstream. Upstream. Let's just call this upstream. And let's call this upstream. Upstream. And down here, we wipe this. Things is the same thing. We'll just call it upstream. They are in the same place. I know for sure that they are in the same place. So I just wipe this and I write my upstream because they are the same. But because if I bring up a different page here and copy this, let's test it and paste it here. Oh, I pasted it twice. You see, these are my packages. Great. That's all you need. You just literally need to do this and do a yum repo list -v. You see? Great. It's able to contact our server. You see, it's telling me that you have 5 disks. I explained this already yesterday. Where is my repo coming from? Now, see the difference with this one right here. If I clear this and do a yum repo list -v, this one is coming from file. It's coming within the server. Then this one right here is coming from this location 210. If I do an IPA, The IP of this server is 210 right here. Now it's your turn, all of you. Configure it also on your servers. Source, your server should source this as your repo error, your repo server. Source this. Everyone should install this package, AutoFS. When you have the package installed, let me know. All servers might even still have like repos, different repos. You might have different repos that might disturb your server. If you see any file inside here, first you do an rm, you cd inside and do an rm-rf asterisk. Make sure you're inside here before you run this command. If you see any other file inside, clean it first. So your file should be clean as this. So your file should be, when you do pwd, you should be in here and you should have nothing inside before you create your repo file. Okay. You guys know if you're not working, I'll just see you straight up. Everyone that has servers, you're expected to do this. And you all have servers. You don't need to SSH. You don't need to SSH. Well, but if you don't SSH also, it will be very difficult for you to type. Just know that also. Koli, you're not even logging into your server. What's happening? Let me see Nabil. Nabil, we will have problems.
Sir.
Gaetan. Yes.
Sir, I'm here.
Yes, Gaetan. Gaetan, you're not working. Why? Are you working?
Yes, sir.
Komi, are you working? Okay. Ashley, did you SSH in?
I'm not yet. I was just logged in my server.
Guys, you need to be fast. You need to be fast. Just
I've
from seeing this,
all of the steps that I'm supposed to do.
the only step that you're doing is you're creating the configuration file. That's it. You're only creating the configuration file using this and this. You can even see from my screen that my own packages are coming from HTTP this. You and I, if you're logged into VPN, you and I, we are on the same network. That means you can use these packages also, instead of you building your own repository. Pascal, you're just looking and touching your beard and enjoying. Jocelyn, is there any issue?
Yes, sir.
What's the issue?
The root password.
The root password?
Yes.
You don't know how to break it?
No.
Can someone break her password for her? Who will do that for us? Who do that for us? Okay. Amina wants to do it. Will you be able to share your screen, Amina?
Okay, I'm using a monitor. Let me try.
No, that's fine. I mean, you don't need even to share. She should tell you her server number. You should power off her server and do it for her and break her root
Oh,
password for her.
which one is your server? Is it Jocelyn?
Anyone that needs help, break their root password and give them put a password and email them and give them the password. Ashley, can you help Philly? The knowledge test is failing. Other people are solidifying their knowledge. Landry, help someone. Nelly, are you okay, Nelly?
No, I'm not okay. I just wrote.
Landry, can you help Nelly?
I'm not logging to the VPN. I don't know the password. I've forgotten.
Oh
Felix,
boy.
what is your
Just give them a simple password, like a 4-letter part thing. You can give them just anything, like a color, like green. Like green. But know that I'll change the password again later. So don't think it will stay. You have to learn how to do it yourself. Crystal, you're quiet. Are you logged into your server? Okay, that's good. Gaitan, are we good? Because after this, I'll write an Ansible. I'll write an Ansible playbook that will check all your servers to see if you have your repository in. So don't think you will be free. Don't think you'll pretend and stay. Let's do this practical session real fast. Mimi, are we good? Mimi, are you logged in, Mimi?
J'essaie de me reconnecter parce que j'ai redémarré mon ordinateur.
Ok. Rodrigue, tu as l'ordinateur dans vSphere, n'est-ce pas?
Felix? I'm done. I'm going to send you the password.
Jocelyn, I sent you the password. You can try.
Is it only me or the video is kind of blur on YouTube?
For me, it's more clear on Zoom than YouTube.
I hope after this it will get better though. Because I see it all the way blur.
It looks okay to me on YouTube if you just full screen it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is how I'm seeing mine. You see how blur it is? If you're done, you say you're done. You're supposed to be done since. You're just creating one config file. Thank you, Francois. Good. You're able to install your AutoFS, right? So let me check your server. What's your IP? Someone said I didn't see it. Throw it for them on the chat on YouTube. Just throw it for them there. We'll change it back. Does someone need help in breaking the root password? Guys, help them break their root password. You can even help them and create their stuffs. Let me see where's my Ansible server. I think it's 200. Nah, this is BDNS. Let me see. Oh, let me see. What's your server? What's your server? Just type the last number of your server, Francois. 7. Ansible. Right. Yeah, what? Great. You're done. I can see your work. That's good. Who is done also? If you're done, indicate. Let me see. Yeah, it's coming from 210. Good.
I still don't know what to do.
Really?
Yeah, I'm actually, for now, I'm breaking Nelly's password. But as for what we are supposed to do for the server, I still don't understand.
You're just creating a file inside etciyum.repos.d, right? You're creating a file in here, pwd. All of you, you're creating a file inside etciyum. Your own config file. You're creating your own config file. You put everything the same. Your base URL, instead of putting file, you replace file with HTTPD, the name of the server where your repo is coming from and the repo. The same thing right here. The only thing that will change on your config file is just these two things, Ashley. Is it understood?
Yes, thank
You're
you.
just creating only the config file. And the only thing that will change in your config file is the location where your packages are coming from. Remember, we said online repository. Since your locations are not more inside a local file here, you have to point it to the URL of the server, which the URL of the server, place where your upstream packages are located, is reported on the, it's located on the repo server under this directory. Please, guys, finish faster. This file, to create this file is just a minute. Thank you, Ashley. Go create your file. To create this file is 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, you're done. I don't know why it's taking you guys time like this. 2 minutes, the file should be already created. That's all you need, 2 minutes. Leon, you have a server. You have like 3 servers yourself.
I have 3 servers.
Yes.
Let me try.
Leon, you have 3 servers, and these are your servers right here. You got to go down to exam. Your own servers are in a different place. You got to go down to exam. Do you have servers? Interesting.
I don't think that we got a chance to set it up yet.
Okay.
And I need a ID number or something.
Nelly, what's Nelly doing in here? Nelly, you're moving from one location to another. Nelly, what are you doing down here? Nelly. You just, oh. Okay. Use mine. Use mine. Okay? This is my server. Brian node 1. Use Brian node 1. Leon, use this one.
Yes. Okay, you said use Brian.
Yes, use Brian Node 1. Damata, are we okay? C'est difficile. Ce qu'on dit de faire. Attends, j'explique en français aussi.
Ok.
Bon, regarde, on a créé un online repository, n'est-ce pas? C'est comme si on a créé une place là où on va aller prendre la nourriture ou prendre quelque chose, n'est-ce pas? Maintenant,
Yeah.
on est en train de dire que ça, c'est la place, donc ça, c'est le location qu'on va aller prendre le truc. Le upstream, ça se trouve ici, là. Tu vois, tu dois créer oh, c'est le oh, la config. Hey. Tu dois créer le config ou le configuration file.
Mhm.
Même chose qu'on était en train de créer. Au lieu de mettre file sur la base URL, tu vois, le base
Oui.
URL, là on mettait égal à file, ça. Tu mets maintenant base URL égal à HTTP, 2.//this/base/os. Et tu fais la même chose pour upstream, comme on était en train de faire. Oui.
Ok.
Par exemple, regarde ma part. Regarde ma part. Mais ma part est ailleurs. J'ai gardé ma part ailleurs. cd2/temp. I hope I copied it here. Cat online.repo. Let me clear. Tu vois, ma part c'est la même chose, mais seulement j'ai changé le base URL pour mettre. Lorsque tu pars à la maison, tu crées ton online repository avec ton laptop, tu peux y accéder. Maintenant, les autres serveurs que tu as créés, comme l'autre ci et l'autre ci, tu configures ça exactement. Ça, c'est la seule chose que tu dois configurer dedans. Tu cd, tu make sure que tu es ici, là, cd2/etc yum.repos.d. Tu fais present working directory. Lorsque tu es ici, tu crées ton file et tu mets le IP. Ça va être le IP de ton truc à la maison. Ça ne va pas être le même si là. Ça, c'est ma part que j'ai créée. Mais parce que vous et moi, on utilise le VPN. Et on est dans le même environnement. C'est la raison pour laquelle, si tu mets ça aussi, ça va marcher pour toi. Mais lorsque tu es à la maison, il faut déconnecter. Lorsque tu finis de travailler, déconnecte le VPN avant de travailler, OK?
Ok.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Nelly.
I don't know what is happening. The same thing I saw when I broke my password alone, that is what I'm still having. It's still not working.
Nelly. What's your server, Nelly? 50 what?
69 nearly.
69?
Yeah,
You have 2 servers. Which one?
I have two. Normally I have one.
Nelly, you have 2. You have created 2
Because
servers.
it's telling me activate the
69
web
daily.
console
So what's wrong, Nelly? This is your
to
server,
log
right?
in.
What's the password? Someone should give me the password, please.
The one I actually changed now is Nelly.
Nelly.
I put it, but it's not working.
You put it, but it's not working. I put the same password and it's working, Nelly.
I don't know if I will share my screen. You see,
No,
I will
this
type
is
it
your
before
screen.
you.
This is your screen. This is your screen. You don't need to share it. This is your screen. Whatever thing, look at your screen. Is it coming out on your screen? This thing I'm
Yes,
typing.
I'm seeing what you're typing now.
Right, wipe it. Clear my screen. Right, so that means you don't need to share anymore. We are using the same screen, literally, you and I. You see?
I'm not finding password.
What? So you don't even know that you're logged in already, brother. You don't know that we are already logged in. Okay. Nearly. Are we okay?
Hey, I got one question. How do I get to the server website? What's the server website?
I shared it. I didn't share it with you. Did I give you VPN?
Yeah, I got VPN. I just don't have.
Have you activated your VPN?
Yeah, I got
Have
my
you?
VPN on. I got the
Okay.
green screen.
Type HTTPS. Type this. Type that. HTTPS //gifvcsa.gfri.com.
All right, I got that. Thank you.
So please check if mine is working. I don't know. I just created a file.
What's your IP?
17. Am I supposed to install something?
No, that's fine. I mean, you have to check also if it's working. You don't need to ask me to check. You need to check by trying to install something because the goal is to be able to reach the packages and install. You just need to check and tell me if you're able to install anything. If you're able to install, then you're able to get packages. When you did a yum repo list-v, did you get any package?
Let me try that.
Right, I can see your packages here. You do a yum repo list-v and see if you're able to pull down the repository from what? From the online server, from the online repo server.
Yeah, I can see it. It's working. Yeah.
Right, then you try to install.
Okay.
I think we should be done now.
Is it AutoFS?
Yes. Install AutoFS. Wilfred, what's your IP? If you don't do yours, you're not logging out. If you're done with yours, you log out. You guys are trying to pretend and stay there. If you're done, just say you're done. You're literally creating one file. Why are you people suffering?
So on my screen, it's being really slow, and it also says you have no privileges to view this object or it is deleted. When I'm clicking on the folders like Red Hat exam, it's just like loading.
Your internet connection might be slow.
Okay.
Because if you have a slow internet connection, it might do that.
Okay. So I just wait.
What are you using? Are you using Chrome?
Yeah,
Are
I'm
you using
using
Edge
Chrome.
or Chrome?
I'm using Chrome.
Why should your
So
internet connection be slow?
from the class yesterday, I was able to install those applications. I don't know if I have to delete them and redo it everything
Yeah,
now.
just delete them and redo it. Okay. Now, let me share this with you guys. What am I looking for? Now, let me ask you a question. You guys a question. If someone gives you a question like this, will you say it's difficult for you to answer? Will this be difficult for you to answer? I want to see all your answers.
What are we looking at? I don't see anything.
I
Right.
think just what we just did that with 210.
Right. If somebody gives you like this, it's not difficult to answer. This is literally the things that someone is testing you on, and you go and fail. What will you fail there? Tell you to put this. You just need to create your config file. If you know how to create a config file, you just add this as your base URL, this too. You don't even need to like do this thing. You just right click and copy it and paste inside. Right click, copy the other one and paste down. What will you fail on this thing? I hope the video is okay though, because I just see the video blur on my side. I told you, Nelly, you can buy a new keyboard. You don't need to. You can buy a new keyboard and use. If you can't help yourself, I won't be able to help you.
So I bought, but they changed the delivery time to, is it 25 or 23rd of November? So I'm just,
They
it's
changed that.
frustrating.
Okay.
It's frustrating. Yeah, they changed the date.
Who is done also? Come in. Your last digit. What's your last digit coming? 57. Why are only people with 7 finishing? What's wrong with the other people?
Hey, can I share my screen really quick and you catch me up to speed on this?
Let
I'm
me
on
see. Share your screen.
Brian. I just don't know what I'm supposed to be. How do I get to the server?
Share your screen. Landry, you're not done? What happened, Landry?
Just can you check?
I didn't have the VPN password, so I just logged in.
You have the VPN password now?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sharing?
No, I was asking, can I?
Share.
All right. Once I get here, I'm under Brian. And then how do I get to the server? Can you see?
Click down. Click the drop down. The drop down, Brian.
Fancy go slow.
Is your connection that slow or what? What kind of connection are you using?
I got Wi-Fi. I'm home. And my connection is normally good. I don't know. I think I just
Do a
been
speed
so
test. Do a speed test. Let me see your speed.
What website you want me to go to?
Just do
It's the
speed test.
problem.
Run it, let me see. First of all, brother. Okay, you have good speed. Load a new page. Let me see. What? This page is not bad.
Dang.
Are you using? You have 200 up. That's good.
Well,
That's some good
I
speed.
don't know what's going on.
Load a new page. Load a new one.
A new
Log in again in a new one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, do the drop down now.
Yeah. And then do I hit B nod?
Yeah. You see, at times it's just because you opened it and yeah, I've seen this before. You just have to load a new one.
Okay, launch remote.
Power it on. Power it on first. It's up by the right. Oh yeah, power on. Yeah, actions, power on. Launch remote console. Oh yeah, web. No, console.
Okay.
Launch the web console instead.
Okay.
That's B node 1, right?
I think it did say B note 1. You're about to see. Yeah, it's B note 1.
The password. Do I even know the password? Yeah, the password should be jamdrx4 for root. Enter with root. Capital J AM jam is jam what? Arrow DX4. Enter root. Yes. So first of all, write the password. Let me see.
It's just being super slow.
It's super slow.
Yeah, it's like lagging. Like, see how it stopped on that O? Like, why did it?
I don't know why it's doing that. Go back to vCenter. Let me see.
I'll say.
Go back to vCenter. Go back to vCenter.
Okay.
vCenter. Yeah. Go to summary.
Summary.
Click on summary.
Where we at? Top, bottom, left,
No,
right.
that's
I
fine.
see it. Summary. Oh, it's a
That's
little
fine.
laggy for
Already
you.
there.
Mhm.
I don't even see any IP.
That's what I was
All right.
just looking for.
You know what? Log into this server. SSH to this server. Let me give you a server. Guys, if you're done, tell me so that you can log out and go you.
Should I buddy or get bash?
Give me a second.
Okay.
Use anyone, Potty. Anyone. Log into let me see, IPA. Log into 172.16.12.168.
Is it open? Timed out.
Can I see your VPN profile? Your VPN is not even there.
You see it now?
Yeah, it's green now. It wasn't green.
No.
Oh, it's like disconnecting. I think so. Yeah, connect now.
It's connected.
SSH.
Okay. What's the number again?
172.16.12.167. Is it 168 or 167? Wait.
I think it was 68 and I put 67.
Yeah.
One more time. 172. 1612.
168. Yeah.
That's right. Oh, there it is. Login is root.
Mm-hmm.
Password.
Password is no. You don't log in as your root. Log in as Leon. Password is Leon.
How I go back?
Press Ctrl C or enter. Yep.
Closed it out. One, two, three, 12, 6, 8.
Prof, do you still want this part to be on YouTube? Because it's still streaming.
Yeah, let me end it. Anyone, if you want to do yours and go, you go. I'll go before you guys.